David Michael. We're here in Mother Nature's garden. I wanted to show you guys this plant. One of my favorites. I've been gathering it since I was a teenager. Gets about 2 foot tall. Gets a yellow flower on it. Sometimes there's visible black dots on the petals. The neat thing about identifying this plant, if you look, this one right here, you've got the central stalk that runs up through, and then 2 branches that come out and alternate as they go up, and then 2 leaves kind of cuddle the bottom of that new branch axle. Now the best way to identify it, to make sure you got it, is you pick that bigger leaf and you hold it up in the sun. And if you look, it looks like someone took a needle and punched a bunch of holes in it. It looks perforated, but it's not. It's oil sacs. This is St. John's wort, wild St. John's wort, Hypericum performatum. And it's used in Europe, I think 60 or 70 to 1 over Ritalin and Prozac. They published a couple of books on the subject concerning its benefits versus Prozac and Ritalin. And one of the neat things about that was that Ritalin and Prozac kind of just step on the symptoms, which is an imbalance of epinephrines in the brain, for mild depression, for hypertension disorder, and a few other things. Anyway, this promotes and stimulates the brain to produce those epinephrines in proper balance versus just simulating it in the brain, which is what Ritalin and Prozac do. What I do for this and what I take this for isn't for depression. I use it because it's a frees you of anxiety. It's a good mood tea, and I've been drinking it. Not every day, but periodically when I feel like it. I've drank it since I was 12 or 13, something like that. How I harvest this plant is I wait until it's blooming, which is usually from July to August in my neck of the woods, which is southern Michigan. But I collect these stalks just like this, whoops, and I'll collect this whole bundle, and I'll take this and put it in a brown paper bag with a whole bunch of them, of course, and then tie the bag closed and wait until it dries. When it dries, I'll open the bag and shuck all of this off into the bag, and then I'll kind of winnow out some of these stems here and get mostly the leaves and the flowers. Then just throw it in a mason jar and put it in a cabinet out of the sunlight and make tea when you want to make tea. You can use an infuser, you can simmer it on a pot and then filter it later. The leaves won't hurt you once it's been dehydrated. I imagine if you ate too many of these leaves, you'd get a stomach ache. I did talk to a guy who simmers this plant fresh in olive oil and creates what he calls St. John's wort oil, which he uses it for topical pains and things of that nature, which this is a mild painkiller. I've read that you can use it for that, but I just notice a calming effect when I take it. There are some side effects. One of the side effects is it could counter-react and or kind of stifle birth control so that it doesn't work so well. But before you take any herbs, kind of check with your doctor and make sure that any medications you might be on that isn't going to counter-react, because a lot of herbs do that, just like a lot of the pharmaceutical companies that produce these synthetics have reactions with other medicines that the doctors may give you. Anyway, St. John's wort between July and August is the best time to harvest. It's got a really neat, subtle flavor, and it's just kind of a calming, mellow tea. Happy foraging, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like it, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to be notified whenever we upload new videos, ring the little bell icon. Safe foraging, everybody.